So there's always been the debate on which method is better to use when it comes to weight loss. Would it be steady state cardio or HIIT cardio? That's what we're discussing today. What is going on, guys? So today we're talking weight loss and which is the best way to drop some pounds and get lean for the summer. Because remember, summer is a couple of months away, but you gotta start early. First and foremost, let's define steady state cardio and HIIT cardio. HIIT cardio stands for high intensity interval training, and it's typically done at around 80 to 85% of your max heart rate. HIIT is done in just a short amount of time, but each bout is at a really high intensity followed by a rest period. Benefits of HIIT include improving your metabolism, fat loss stimulation, and the increase in lean muscle. Energy is fueled by carbohydrates since this is an anaerobic type of training, and oxygen isn't really that dependent. But since you're breathing harder, you are burning fat in the process. Exercise that you consider to be HIIT cardio include quick sprints, circuit training, anything that keeps you moving at a great intensity. Steady state cardio, on the other hand, is a type of cardio which is continuous, meaning that it's endurance based. It consists of aerobic exercises that can be continuous in more than 3 minutes. When it comes to the intensity, it's kept at a constant, steady, but challenging pace with an increase in heart rate between 130 to 150 beats per minute. The benefits of steady state cardio include weight loss, improving your endurance. Since this is a consistent type of cardio, the oxidation of glucose and the usage of fat as energy fuel is used instead of carbohydrates. So after you hit the 3-minute mark or so, that's when, instead of using just purely carbs as energy, that's when you're really relying on fat as fuel instead. Thus, you're burning fat. One example of a steady state type of cardio includes cross country. That's why marathon runners have thin physiques, because of that reason. With all this information, you might be asking yourself, well, which method's the best to use? Should I stick to steady state cardio or should I go with HIIT cardio? Many people argue saying that one's better than the other, but honestly, you're gonna need both. In a way, you can kind of say that they depend on each other in order for them to actually work properly in terms of weight loss. For instance, if one were to stick to just steady state cardio under the same intensity for a long period of time, not only will their endurance not improve, neither will the metabolism due to the lack of HIIT training in the program, thus not as much fat fuel will be used. Because you really aren't having that challenge that increases your heart rate anymore. You've gotten so used to the same thing for the longest time. With that said, that's why you need to have a mix of both steady state cardio and HIIT cardio into your workout program. In addition to that, you also have to keep changing it consistently as both your endurance and your metabolism begins to improve. Because the more you train under a specific intensity, the stronger you get and you begin to adapt to it. You should have a day dedicated to just endurance-based exercises, while at the same time you should have another day that's dedicated to HIIT training. For example, one day you can run a couple of miles at a consistent pace, while at the same time you can have another day that's just dedicated to HIIT training. So you can focus, for example, maybe on some sprints, from 20-second sprints every 5 minutes for about 20 minutes total, Obviously, if you're somebody that's completely out of shape, you might be, overweight, you should start with steady state cardio because you don't want to jump straight into the high intensity stuff without actually knowing your limits. You also want to avoid the risk of injury too. But at the same time, that means you have to keep it at a moderate intensity, one that you can keep at a constant pace. You don't want to do something that's easy, You won't make any gains, you're not going to lose any weight if the exercises are too easy. That's just not the way it works. So yeah, if you're somebody that's overweight and you want to start focusing on dropping some pounds, start at a steady pace, but remember that means keeping it at a moderate pace for a certain amount of time. And eventually, as that begins to improve, you will need to kick things up a notch on the intensities. That way you can continue to be challenged. Without a challenge, you won't see much weight loss. So in conclusion, for weight loss, have a mix of both steady state cardio and HIIT cardio. Don't just stick to just one. Have both in your workouts. Remember that at the end of the day, what truly matters is that you burn off more calories than what you're consuming. And that's pretty much it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.